Oh, hi there. I'm Carraleigh, interior designer to the rich and famous. It's a bit late and the weather's taken a nasty turn, but you see, I was hired today, well, yesterday now, by Mr. Noah Boddy, no doubt you've heard of him, to decorate his entire new mansion. I gotta start today with the cloakroom, but it seems I left my notebook behind. It's got all my ideas in it, and I simply can't get any work done without it. I've got to plan the dining room in a hurry. Mr. Boddy's invited several guests for a big dinner he's hosting, and well, it's gotta be ready. He's given me a key to the place, and no one's living there yet, so I'm just gonna sneak in, grab my notebook, and... I told the police everything I knew. It appears this fellow has been involuntarily perished. Oh no, that means, no one's allowed to leave the island, I think. So it turns out Mr. Boddy's will left me my fee and instructions to complete the job, so here I am, stuck on an island with a guilty party and a mansion to decorate. Furniture deliveries have been coming in rapid fire, and everything is piled up outside. I hope we don't get another storm. Meanwhile, all Mr. Boddy's guests are still here in the guest cabins he had set up for them. The police dogs are working hard on solving the case, and I'm working hard on being patient. I'm checking in with those two every morning to see where I can work next. They're trying to figure out who brought Mr. Boddy to his demise, what they used to do it, and where the deed was actually done. They're inspecting each room thoroughly for clues, and as each one is cleared, I can work on getting it furnished to complete my contract. These are the suspects. Miss Olivia Scarlett, a childhood friend of Mr. Boddy and promising actress in her youth. Mr. Boddy contributed greatly to the maintenance of her actress lifestyle as she starred in failure after failure of films, but her recent decision to give up rom-coms and pursue a career in documentaries had him putting an end to his support. Did the actress turn to real-life drama in her rage? Monsieur Cousteau Brunet, a well-known dealer in rare and expensive art. But a careless slip-up involving a forgery roused the suspicions of Mr. Boddy. Did this artist repaint the picture to save his reputation? Miss Julia Peacock, a bird that studies birds. She had turned a doting eye on Mr. Boddy and perhaps his fortune, and had nearly convinced him to propose, until he discovered the untimely ends of her first 3 husbands. Did Miss Peacock send her secrets to his grave? Colonel Chops Mustard, a military man with strong opinions. Did his passion for argument get the better of him this time? Mrs. Tia White, Mr. Boddy's faithful maid of many years, at least until recently. Age has caught up with her, it seems, and a few shaky-handed spills of tea on important guests led to her dismissal. Did her last pot of tea come with an unexpected surprise? Professor Lobo Plum. This archaeologist's digs have been financially backed by Mr. Boddy, but several years of less than impressive results led to a withdrawal of funding, just as Plum was sure he'd found the one. Did he turn his shovel to more sinister work? Miss Peggy Peach, a Southern belle through and through. Miss Peach has convinced herself that Mr. Boddy, along with his fortune, is her long-lost father. Was his denial of her claims enough to send her over the edge? Mr. Frank Green. No one seems to know much about this guy, except that he's known Mr. Boddy for a long time. He seems to have money of his own, so what is it the police suspect him of? Madame Freya Rose, a fortune teller who's gotten it wrong one too many times. She predicted Mr. Boddy's demise, but did she also bring it about to prove her abilities? And Sergeant Beryl Gray, a seemingly bumbling detective whose uncanny ability to be in the right place at the right time has sent him up the ranks. Now, with his captain retiring, seems solving a high-profile case might be just the thing to better his chances of moving up again. Did his quest for advancement send him to the wrong side of the law? Okay, friends, well, there we are, and in case you haven't caught it yet, we are kind of playing a modified version of, you know, maybe a childhood game we all know and love. I thought it would be fun to have a bit of a mystery around Halloween, so we are going to have some fun with this. As you can see, I have created a giant game board here on the island, and we are going to have some fun over the next couple weeks decorating up these rooms and just trying to solve this mystery. Who is the culprit in this terrible crime? So, yeah, I'm gonna put the cards up on the screen now, so we're gonna have the suspects. And the weapons. As you can see, we've made a few modifications to fit Animal Crossing, which is fun. And of course, our rooms. So if you know how this works, you choose one from each list. Put your answer in the comments of who you think that is going to be. And I am actually choosing it right now. So I do have all 3 sets of cards here, shuffled and modified, of course. I am now choosing the room, and I can't see these either, so I'm just picking the top card from each pile. I am choosing the room, I am choosing the suspect, and I am choosing the weapon, and they are going right inside the confidential case file. So guys, the rest of these cards are staying upside down on my desk for the rest of this series, so it's going to be just as much a surprise to me as it is to you who done it. Now we have a little spot down here where we can mark things off as we discover them here in the series. We'll be able to narrow it down quite a bit before the last episode, and then have the final reveal. But I hope you enjoyed seeing Copper and Booker here. We're going to be seeing them in every episode. Thought that would be fun to bring them back. Gotta have the police to solve this mystery. Good morning, fellas. How goes the case? Well, Miss Carraleigh, the dining room has been cleared, so you can start your work there. We'll keep you up to date as we progress. Great. Thanks. Okay, guys, well, here we go. Turns out that we get to do the dining room first, thanks to it being cleared. So we are headed over here. This is the dining room right here, just to the right of the cloakroom. And it happens to be the room that we were getting ready to decorate anyway when the incident occurred. So yeah, let's get a start on this. I had my notebook back, by the way. The police did let me take it. So we had our ideas, we had our swatches, and we're gonna start putting some stuff down here and see what kind of dining room we can put together. If we can find the right thing in our pocket. Here we go. We got a table. Nice, pretty fancy table. We're gonna have 2 of those in here if we can find the other one. And then we'll put some chairs down around them. Somewhere. Here we go. We've got it. We've got it. All right. Yeah, we got a plenty big dining room, lots of seating for lots of people. He was going to have a nice big dinner before, you know, I hate to mention it again, but the incident. So whoever takes over this house next will probably also want to have some big dinners. And since the place will be nice and furnished, which I'm sensing now that these chairs aren't matching these tables as well as I would like. We may have to do something about that later. But for now, this is what we've got. Might have to go talk to Cyrus about some recoloration at some point. I think you'll see what I mean when we get some of the other things down. Yeah, I think we just went with the wrong color on these. It's easy to do. Okay, actually, let's go ahead and get some of these place settings too. And I think... And oh dear, it seems they sent the wrong placemats. I have to go take care of this right now. Okay, sorry about that. Turns out I already had them replaced. I just picked up the wrong box on the way over here. So, yeah, here we go. This is not going to work the way I thought it was, is it? No, it is not. Okay. Well, we are learning as we go. Fun times. All right, well, here's what we're going to do then. We're gonna have 2 chairs at each table right now, and maybe we figure something else out for this. But for now, alright, we'll pick that up. Yeah, this is very much a whatever's been delivered by this point is what we're going to use. And if that means that we have to make some improvisations along the way, oh, we will. Okay, so what we have for over here, we have a nice retro stereo, because isn't it nice to have some dinner music? Let's see if we have any music to dinner by. Not a whole lot. We'll go with the KK Lovers. That seems like a good dinner music situation. Let's see, we've got some nice counter tables to go over here. Let's see. Pull this out. So yeah, we kind of went with the black on some of this stuff, so I'm not really sure why I ordered the brown chairs. We're gonna have to fix that. We're going to need black chairs, aren't we? Okay, and actually, let's move this table up just a little bit and rearrange our chairs just a little bit too. I think we're gonna make the table this one this way so that those other two chairs aren't so overlapped, unless we can just pull this way a little bit. Maybe that's a better solution. Okay, there we go. Okay, get back there. Push that over. There we go. Now our chairs aren't so overlapped. All right, we can move this one back then. It's still inside the room, right? All right, let's get this down here. Yeah, I think we're definitely gonna have to change these chairs out to the black. So that will be a reorder. We'll have those here tomorrow. All right, another counter table. Get that in over here. No, I think that goes back here. And actually, Colonel Mustard just gave us this lovely anthurium plant. So we're gonna use that in here, I think. Yeah, we're gonna use it, but I want to put it on the end here, I think. We have a nice fancy water pitcher, because you got to, in a dining room, obviously. Let's see, we do have an antique console table, but I don't think that that is something we're going to need today. Antique radio, why do we need that when we have that big, nice retro radio in the middle there? All right, we're gonna put a nice tea set in here. We got the red to match the tables. Let's see, what else do we have? We do have a nice small round table that I think probably maybe we'll move some of this down. Is that what we want to do? No. No, it's not. Not at all. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we're not going to need this one, but let's just see what it looks like in here. Just a small table there, just in case we need it. It looks kind of cute right there, I think. All right, so we've got room for a couple more things, and I thought that I picked up another anthurium plant, but maybe I didn't pick it up. All right, so let's go peruse the deliveries and see if there's anything else. I have a witness, Professor, who saw you in Mr. Boddy's backyard carrying a shovel on the night in question. Do you mean to tell me that's not what they saw? Yes! I mean, no! I mean, it was me they saw, but it's not what you think. What your witness saw was me burying pitfalls in Boddy's yard. The old fool took away my funding, so sure I wanted to hurt him, but nothing worse. We can, do some checking to verify that, I think. Well, Booker, it seems the professor was telling the truth. He's not our guy. See, definitely don't want a milk can. Probably bugs don't belong in the dining room. Let's see, what is this? Ooh, we have a decorative plate around here somewhere. That seems like the perfect thing for a dining room. I know I ordered that, so we're gonna look for that. We've got some lamps. Let's see. Miss Rose over there doing some thinking. Let's just pick up this. What are you doing, Miss Rose? You contemplating coming up with your alibi over there? Okay, here's a nice, pretty, let's get this. Let's see if we can grab that. Yeah, we'll take this just in case that works out. Oh, there's the other anthurium. We'll take that too, just in case. Even though it's a different color from the other one, we might still use it. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I think that's probably about all we're going to need. So let's get ourselves back over to the dining room. All right, let's see here. What did we just pick up? Antique radio, no, nope, nope, nope. Ah, the porcelain vase, the small vase. And the other anthurium. Is that all we got? Wow. Not very exciting, is it? Okay, well, let's put the other anthurium there. And actually, I don't know that we need anything else in here, really. You don't want too much stuff cluttering up a dining room. You gotta have your servers walking back and forth, getting stuff on the tables. So I think we are probably going to pretty much leave it at this. Yeah, I don't like that there. Nope. Nope. There is one... No. Let me think for a second. Yeah, better not. Alright, there was one more thing I was going to try to give some height to the back, but the kitchen is so close there, I think we better not block it off any more than it already is. Alright guys, well there we go. We've got at least a good start on a cute little dining room. We got to switch out these chairs, so these chairs will be black next time we come back to match the rest of this stuff. We've got some nice chill music and some stuff ready to go, so yeah, perfect little dining room for Boddy Manor. Right, well it looks like Professor Plum has been cleared. So I've got a few rocks in my pocket. We're just gonna grab one and drop it right here under Professor Plum so we know that he is not the guy. So turns out during Professor Plum's interrogation, he revealed that as he was burying pitfalls on the night of the incident, he had seen Miss Julia Peacock creeping around the bushes outside Mr. Boddy's window with a camera. Bring her in for questioning. And this morning, Officer Copper came by and let me know that the fountain area had been searched and was definitely not the scene of the crime. So we get to do that today. Well, here we are, and the fountain area has been cleared, and we've got a pocket full of fun things to fill it in, so let's see what we can do. We're going to start out with the fountain itself. Right there, in the middle. That's right. I think we're going to leave it pushed right back here to the edge. Maybe right there. Yeah. Okay, we have some nice topiaries in here that we're going to be using. That's as close as we can get it. Oh dear. Alright, we might have to move this back a little bit, I think. There we go. That's better. Oops. Okay, we'll get a couple of those in here. See if we can do a little bit of hedges around here. No? It's not going to... Wait, it's not going to let us? Are these in a half tile or something? Okay, we might have to scooch everything over a space, right? Okay, here we go. There we got it. Okay. And there's going to be some more hedge. Maybe a space forward here. Just kind of surrounding the fountain, giving it a cute little look. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, and then I think we're going to go with these round topiaries on the outside edges. Give it a little, just a little frame there. Pretty nice, right? Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that for fall. That's looking good. We're going to probably fill... Well, no, we kind of just filled this back in. We might throw some flowers in there later and do something up here. I think that we are going to put in a bench over here, maybe? We can find it. I'm sure I made a bench. We do have a couple things we're going to throw into the dining room as well, because we did get our correct chairs in there. Okay, so we got a bench. We're going to put down a couple of these cute little stands here on the corners. Nope, right in the corner, I think. And we got some really cool, not that, some really cool vases to put on them with some birds on. Yeah, I like that. Alright, and then we're going to put the other one opposite, of course. It's too bad we can't turn the birds around to be opposite too. They'll have to be facing the same way. Okay, and that's like, this is our entrance to the little fountain area. So I think we're gonna go ahead and put some more hedge along the front here. Just like right out in the front to kind of just section that off and make it its own little area. Looking cute. Yeah, there we go. So you can come in, you can sit down, you can enjoy the fountain. It's not very colorful, is it? Well, we can only do what we can do. Okay, so let's see. We have also... Oh, I thought we had something else. Yeah, a flower bed. Cute little flower bed. And I think I have one more of these on order for the front of our little area here. So we'll get that other one filled in there. And you know what? I think I'm gonna push these back just one space to kind of, you know, mimic that curved feel of the top there around the fountain. How's that? That's pretty good, right? Not too bad at all. It doesn't have to be super colorful. So I did grab a couple of these lanterns. Let's see. We might have to get these... Well, I was gonna say customized, but you know what? I think the little stars will be super cute here. So let's get that there, turn that on. And this will look really cute at night then too, with a couple little lanterns in there to light it up. Alright, let's make sure that's turned on. I'm just gonna turn this one so it's like opposite the other one. There we go. Yeah, super cute. Alright. Not too bad. Doesn't take too long to throw a few things down, does it? When you have everything ordered. Well, except for one flower bed, but that's on its way. I tell you, officer, I'm as innocent as can be. You were seen sneaking around in the bushes outside the house. What other possible reason could you have for such suspicious behavior? Clearly, Officer Copper, you're not a birdwatcher, and no doubt you've never heard of the extremely rare Dicaium quadricolor. But I spotted one right there in one of the trees. I ran back to the cabin and got my camera and came back to snap a picture. I paid no attention to whose room I was outside of. My focus was on the beautiful plumage of this unusual little bird. I suppose you can show me your time-stamped photos as proof, then. Why, of course. Well, Booker, there you have it. Enter these photos into evidence. Ms. Julia Peacock is not the culprit. Alright, let's run over here to the dining room for just a second. You can see that we got our chairs changed out to the black. And I got just something decorative for this other side of this table here. So we have two options. We can either do the decorative plate with some more red on there, which is pretty cute. That's what I was looking for yesterday that I couldn't find. And then we also have the small vase option, which also has a bird on it. So I think we're gonna leave that one for now, and you guys can let me know if you think the decorative plate looked better. But yeah, that's gonna... These builds are pretty quick because they're not too big. I'm kind of enjoying it. Okay, and of course Copper and Booker have figured out that Miss Julia Peacock's alibi has also checked out. So we're going to drop a stone under her picture so we know that she's been cleared. So we still have 8 active suspects here, but Professor Plum and Ms. Peacock are now off the list. Good morning, officers. What's the word today? Oh, certainly, Miss Carraleigh. It seems the conservatory has been cleared for you, so you can start your work there, if that's okay with you. Of course. Thanks, guys. Good luck with your solving. Okay, well, we are here in the conservatory and we're gonna get this decorated up today. Colonel Mustard's been kind of hanging around. He gave us that anthurium for the dining room the other day. I'm not too sure how I feel about that. He hasn't been cleared by the cops yet, so I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyway, we're gonna start with a back wall here, and we have something. It's gonna be fun trying to find everything in our pockets until we get them cleaned out a little bit. I've moved things around a little bit. Alright, we're gonna start with this nice castle wall back here. I think that'll be a nice backdrop for our conservatory. Get a little moss growing on it there. We're gonna get some greenhouse glass in this place. Something a little fancy, but not too fancy. We don't want to get too fancy in here. Let's see. This is not going to go where I want it. Have to move it over. Okay, we're just going to kind of curve this down. Sort of like what we did in the other. When we did the fountain yesterday. Just create a little bit of a curve here. This room has a little bit of shape to it on the end, and I turned the wrong way again. Okay, so there we go. That's a good start for that. And then we have a nice tree somewhere to put in here. Aha, here we go. A nice evergreen ash in the conservatory. Yes, okay. And then, yeah, I think we're gonna have a bit of a bench here, if we can find it. We have, yeah, a little swinging bench here. Sit and enjoy the tree. I didn't mean to sit on it right then, though. We're just gonna bring this a little further forward. Yeah, I think that's a good start. And we may end up changing some of this around. You know what, why don't we just bring this little plant partition over here. This is gonna go behind here. And I have a thought for those, oh, what are they called? The ones in the blue porcelain looking pots over there. We'll put that right behind the bench to kind of separate that off. Yeah, we have a plan for these to kind of sit up here. If we can find where they just went. Floating biotope planters. Yes, that's what they are. I think maybe this there. Yeah, not too bad. And, you know, we may end up moving some of this around as we go, because it's what we do. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty good there, I think. And we are actually going to put a couple more of these, just kind of separate it off a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to bring these over to the edge. Yeah, make it more of like a walk through there. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Where's that Colonel Mustard again? I don't know what he's doing. Alright, oh, he's running. He found a bug. Okay, can we get that there? Yeah, I think that'll work out pretty well. We may put some, well, no, we're gonna have some plants down the side here. I was gonna say we may put some hedges in, and we still may put some hedges in, but we do have some other trees and things that we're gonna put down the sides here. You know, it's a conservatory, growing some things over here. Cheflera, maybe. I think I'm gonna separate these a little bit, just to give a little space there. So it fills in the side, but we can still see everything. Ooh, we have some mossy garden rocks to put in here too. I think we'll probably put those right here near the front. Let's see. Well, it's going to be okay that they're a little bit uneven because the rim is a little bit uneven, and that's all right. Oh, we've got a fan palm there too. That's good because where's my other? Oh, did I not find my other mossy rock? It's possible that I didn't. Okay, we're gonna put this fan palm that I just saw across from here. Okay, so this is kind of the sitting and just enjoying the plant growth area of it. And then up here we're gonna have a little bit of the maybe growing area of the thing. We've got some starter plants here, and if I can find, here we go, the vintage low table that we had. Oh, I was gonna push that back, but I think we might leave it right there. Then we've got these cute little, where'd they go? Potted starter plants, like somebody's working on some stuff here. And you know what, maybe we'll put this over here too, like that looks like something somebody just started. And then on this side we have another vintage object here. Alright, it's a desk. I just gotta get it turned the right way. Push to the right spot. I think that's right. Is that too far? No. Okay, that's good. Put that there. And then what else do we have that's going up here? How about the moss ball? Let's see, what did I just see that can go right here? Oh yeah, we have a nice garden wagon. You know what, should that go back behind the tree maybe? Do we think that's a good spot for that? Bring a little color into the viewing area. Let's try that back here. I like that. Cover up a little bit of that concrete. There we go. That's better. Actually, do we have like a half space there? Is there a half space there? Because if there is, we're gonna fill it. Of course. Alright, so because we have this party lights arch, and I think that will add to this whole situation too. Yeah, we're gonna put that in, I think. Nice and pushed back. And then, is this garden wagon gonna fit here now? Yeah, I think so. Alright, we're gonna pick this up for just a second. And okay, Yeah, this gets fun with maneuvering when you start getting in these tight little spaces. Okay, here we go. Let's push that back, and then we can put our tree back. Did I just... no, I think we are actually... We didn't have a half space, but you know what? We're going to make a half space. So we're going to move... Oh, well, we can still get in here. But I think I still might move this back just a half space. It'll be alright. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that still works. We don't have to move all the rest of that stuff. I like how this is looking so far. Very, very nice. Very calm. Very collected. I don't know. There is a possibility. Like, I have another one of these trees. We could scoot that over and put in a second tree so that you see kind of the flowers between them. What do you guys think? You think we need a second tree in here? Or should we stick with just the one? Let me know. I'm leaning towards 2, but you guys tell me what you think. I gotta go find my other mossy rock too. What else do we have here? We have a wooden box. Is there a place for that? I don't know. I think we might start getting a little cluttered in here if we put too many more things. Let's see if we can fit this wooden box back here. Yeah, I think that'll be alright. And we could even... do we want to pull it out in the way? No, probably not. What can we put over here? Oh, triangular topiary. I don't know why I have that. You know what? We'll put this here. Little flower seeds they've got. And then I think we can probably have our butterfly model on this side. Nice little monarch butterfly model. I kind of want it facing a different way though. So let's try this. Let's see what it looks like if we put it on there from this direction. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay. It's hiding the moss ball though, so I actually think... Alright, hold on. One moment. Let's try to switch those two. So we'll put the moss ball up front here. And then we can put the butterfly on this way. Okay, there we go, there we go. And actually, I kind of wonder if that moss ball would look... No. Wouldn't look better in another direction too. So let's pick it up from here and try putting it down this way too. Yeah, that's a little better. I like that better. Okay, nice. All right, now we also have, let's see, we want to include maybe this little stool for somebody to sit on while they're doing this stuff. And then also we have the hand cart. I don't know. This might be a little messy for this area. It's not going to go any further back than that. There's going to be another mossy rock there. Do we want some dirt? Do we want just a wheelbarrow full of dirt in here? I think we'll leave it for now. What else have we got? I had that table, but I don't know if we've got a spot for that. Maybe we could put this glowing moss stool here, just like a rock. It looks kind of like a mossy rock. We can get one more of those made for this side. So let me go find our other actual mossy rock and make another one of those glowing moss, and I'll be right back. What are your findings so far, Dr. Seaweed? I've done a thorough examination of this sword and found no traces that it was used for foul play. I understand. Keep up the good work. Okay, we're back and we've got the stuff. Okay, let's put this. I actually had to run all the way over to Paradise Planning because I was out of glowing moss. I used it all up to make some other other stuff. So, okay, there we go. Yeah, I think that looks very nice in the front. And then I actually made 3 more of these glowing moss rocks. So we can put one there, and I think we'll go ahead and put one here as well on both sides. Yeah, and so that will actually, it looks like a nice rock in there, and actually I might go make a couple more and stick them up here on the ends because I feel like we kind of need that now. Let me just go do that. Okay, back once again. We'll just get these last 2 in here. So, yeah, in addition to just looking cool, this is also going to provide a few more places for people to sit when they come over, and now we can't get through the side, can we? I think we'll have to put this one from the outside too. And actually, I did see Professor Plum over this morning enjoying the fountain area, which was kind of fun. I guess he's a little more relaxed than some of the other guests here, since he's already been cleared by the police. All right, there we go. What do you think of our little conservatory? I think it turned out quite nice. Another little relaxing spot to hang out. We've got some greenery, definitely some color over here more than some of the other spots, and a nice place to do a little bit of gardening if that's your thing. All right, super happy with how this turned out. And now, of course, it's time to drop our stone for the day, which is going here next to the sword, because the sword has been ruled out as the weapon. Seems like the police are starting to make a little bit of progress. Here we are, Miss Carraleigh. The stable is all yours. Perfect. Thank you, Officer Copper. Just as Miss Julia Peacock had been seen on her middle-of-the-night excursion, she also reported seeing someone else. She told the police that as she had snapped pictures of her precious bird, she had spotted Sergeant Gray also creeping around outside the house with a candlestick. If anyone was suspicious, it was him, she said. Well, you guys heard Officer Copper. We're building a stable today. All right, let's get started. I've already put up this back wall here, and just in case you don't recognize the item, this is actually the climbing wall turned backwards. In that blue color, it makes a nice dark wood background, nice tall background for things like this. So we're going to use that today for our stable. And guys, this one's a little more organized because as I started this, I realized that there are some logistics involved with building a stable. So yeah, this one's going to be a little quicker, maybe a little more put together, a little more planned out, because the first time I tried to put it together, it was like, what's happening? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put some fencing in around here. And I really wanted the corral fence for this, but we haven't got that one in the Nook shopping yet, or at least not that on any of the days that I've checked. So when we get it, we may switch this out, and we may not, because I actually kind of liked the way that it looked with the stone wall here. So I think it fits the stable vibe here. So we're just going to put a little wall in here, a little bit around to kind of close it in, give it its own space here. And actually, I think I want to do one more right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, now for the stable of the situation itself. All right, we are going to start with this square bathtub. This is what we're using for our horse trough. Some nice mossy stone here with some constantly running water, which you can't turn off on this one for some reason. At least I don't think so. Can you turn it off on the faucet side? No. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have that, and that's going to be kind of the center of the stable. It's going to be connected to both stalls so that the horses have plenty of water to drink. And we're just going to put this nice medieval wall in front of it. It kind of quiets it down a little bit and just gives it a nice look there. So we're going to put a couple of these, where are they? Where are they? Storefronts on the side here. It's going to make the sides of our stable situation. And that's going to go, yeah, right up there. And we've got another one for this side. And this one is actually not that one. Yeah, there it is, storefront. Okay, this one is customized a little bit with our little clue logo there. Which, by the way, guys, I do have a list of all the patterns that I'm using in this island, and I will try to get that into the Discord in the next couple days if you're interested in any of the patterns that you've seen, like that kitchen floor, like this wood floor, like the ones I'm about to show you on our simple panels here. Because we have, oh, actually, you know what, this horse goes on this side. It's just that that's how I put him down before. Okay. And I did decide that this horse is named Ginger. And we have another horse here. The other horse I have named Ghost. So those are our two horses in the stable here. Our two little pet friends. Okay, and then of course we've got a couple barrels to put in front here, you know, where that's their feeding barrels, but it also blocks out that bottom half so that there's no questions about what's going on with double horses there. Okay, all right, there we go. And a little hay bed for in between. Nice little snack for the horses when they get tired of a barrel full of oats or whatever that is. I don't know, aren't horses always like eating oats in movies and stuff? Maybe they do in real life. I'm not a horse person, so I wouldn't know. Okay, over here we have a cruiser bike that's going in the corner here, and I'm not sure. I was trying to decide if someone rode this in to do some work with the horses, or if, you know, it's just like it just got stored here and it's just been here a while. No one really uses it, just kind of sits back there looking cute. Alright, let's put this little wooden stool over here so we gotta have a place to sit. When we're here working with the horses, sometimes you just need to rest for a minute. Take a little break. Okay, and then back here I found this really cool, let's see, where is it? Milk can, yeah. We have gotten some interesting things from balloons on this island, which has been really helpful. And that was from a balloon, so doesn't that look really cool? And then I put, oh, not the toolbox. Where's my wooden bucket? There we go. Gotta have a wooden bucket. I mean, next to a milk can. Maybe there used to be some cows in here too, and somebody was doing some milking. I don't know. Okay, so we're not putting that there. We have a wooden toolbox, which, if you will recognize, is one of our weapons of choice. The wrench. That was the closest thing we could get to a wrench in the game, so that is... I've been maybe kind of trying to slip some of those in here and there in our builds, just for fun. So let's see, I wanted to turn this... Woo! I want to turn this way. And I gave this ironwood table kind of an old, faded look. A little bit dilapidated there. And we have some cute bottles to put on here. And a first aid kit, because, you know, if you're working in a barn with large animals, you might need that at some point. Things happen. Okay, before we finish the rest of this, why don't we check in with how the investigation is going? Tell us, Sergeant, what were you doing creeping around the house in the rain on that night? Well, you see, I got a craving for my grandma's truffled cream of asparagus soup. So yummy. It's the best soup for a cold, rainy night. She gave me the recipe, so I decided to cook some. Grandma always said the best time to find truffles is when it's raining, and it was raining, so I went out to look for some. But it was dark, so I took the candlestick so I could see. And I found a nice one, too. But I found another one that wasn't nice. It wasn't a truffle at all. It was a pitfall. And those don't make good soup. And do you have any of this so-called truffle left to prove your story? Oh, yes. It was a big one. I didn't need it all, and I made a lot of soup. Do you want some of that, too? I suppose we do. You're telling me you can know that with certainty? Correct, Officer Cupper. I can tell you with certainty that this truffle came from the house grounds, and that this soup was created within minutes of the time of the incident. Well, Booker, we're foiled again. Sergeant Gray is not our guy. How do we enter soup into evidence exactly? Take a sample, and then I suppose we shouldn't let the rest go to waste. All right, now... we have a nice tool shelf to go over here. Definitely something you might see in a stable or a barn. It's got lots of fun stuff on it. Boxes, cans. What do you call that thing? Some kind of container. Yeah, that's real specific, I know. Alright, I got one of these too, just to kind of have another little sitting down spot. Let's see, and then we have a nice cypress plant to go back here in the corner too, because, you know, we gotta have it nice in here. We can have a little bit of nature in here too. And I thought it just might be nice to have a place where you can, I did that the first time too, where you can come in and change your shoes before you get to work. But we're gonna put our Mary Janes back on and put these little boots down on the floor. There we go. Alright, and I'm just going to turn those around because I don't think they'd be facing towards you. If you were going to put them on, they'd be facing away so you could pull them up and put your foot in. Okay. Alright, let's see. What else have we got here? Oh yeah, we've got a step ladder that's going in here because, I don't know. And a barrel. And I didn't want to put anything on top of that one either because, you know, we got to be able to see our little step ladder here. We went to all the trouble to put it there. So, what do you guys think of our stable? I think it turned out pretty good. We've got our little horse friends here. And we may add a few other things. I'm definitely going to go at some point and add some trees and things around the whole house just to fill out some of these little spaces that are in between the rooms and around the edges of the house to kind of close it in a little bit. And before we run off to do our check-in for the day, I'll show you that I did go ahead and add that second tree to the conservatory so we could see that nice garden wagon back there, and that we did get in our other flower bed for the fountain area too. So that's all finished up. Everything, I think that makes everything we've done so far all finished up. So let's check in with our list here. And we can mark off Sergeant Gray. We'll just drop a stone right there to say that he has been taken off the list, and I do see that balloon back there. I'm going to try to get it in just a second. What do we know so far, Booker? It definitely wasn't a sword that was used in the incident, and alibis have checked out for Professor Plum, Ms. Peacock, and Sergeant Gray. I think... Well, I think I know who we need to talk to next. Here you are, Miss Carraleigh. The kitchen has been cleared for your work. Thanks, Officer Booker. Have a great day. Okay, we've been given permission to work in the kitchen today, and we have a nice black and white tile floor here. We're going to start putting some things down and see what kind of situation we can make here with what we have found among our things. We've got bits and pieces, this and that. I'm going to try to get all the big things out here first so we can get them arranged. We're going to go with a black and white theme since the floor is black and white. Just seemed like the way to go. So we've got several things here, including some appliances that have come around to us over the time that I've been playing this island, which is good. We've got a tea table here. We've got... oh, serving cart. We'll put that down too. This space is going to fill up quick, I think. We've got a Zen bench we can put down, and I thought that we had a refrigerator in here somewhere. There we go. Refrigerator and one of these. Okay, that's all our big stuff, I think. Yeah, so let's see what we can figure out with this. I think we're going to have our sink against the back here. And let's see here. I think our covered counter is going to come down here to the end. This is probably going to get moved down a little bit. But I don't know for sure yet. Gonna move this out of the way. I think we'll put this on the very end, maybe next to the sink. Maybe. I'm gonna put it there for now. It might get moved. Okay, I want to get our fridge over here. We're not gonna scoot everything around. I just kind of wanted to get an eye on everything and see what we've got. So I want to put the fridge right here. I'll put that there. Next to the counter, I think will be okay. I do kind of wish sometimes that these things fit together a little nicer, but they don't, so we'll make it work. Let's see, so we need a stove in here somewhere too, and I think maybe we'll put the stove maybe along this back section here. So let me move this over where I was just thinking of putting it. So we're going to put that next to the fridge on the other side, which may or may not make sense here in a minute. So let's move this over. We're going to put down our low board over here, wherever that just went. That's not it. There it is. Okay. And that's going to be part of the back here. And I kind of want to put our little stove in front of that. And I just saw, oh, yep, there it is. Compact kitchen. We're going to put that right, whoops. Right there. Actually, you know what? I kind of think maybe we need like a little bit of an island situation. Let me pick this up for just a second. I think this is going to need to move down. Actually, I think this might move somewhere else. Okay. I want to move all of this down. This one's going to take a little more figuring. But I didn't plan this out like we planned out the one yesterday. So we're going to mess around with it a little bit more. I think we're going to move this. Maybe put the covered counter here. If we can find it again. There it is. I think that might look okay. Next to the sink? Is that too, like, tall or something? Something about this is not working for me. Let's move the fridge just for a second here. Let's see if maybe putting the fridge in between those makes this a little bit better. Although the fridge opens like that way, so No, that's not working. All right, hold on a second. We're gonna figure this out. Let's put the stove there. And that needs to go back in space, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll put the stove there. I think I am gonna put the fridge here, even though it does open that way. It is what it is, man. Okay, you know what? No, we're gonna put the fridge over here. That's what we're gonna do. And then it's okay that it opens that way because it's like right there. So then I'm gonna move this down just a little more. I'm going to put the compact kitchen here. Not there. I don't ever seem to get turned the right way. Alright, we're gonna put it right here, I think. And then in between, we have... Where did it go? Oh, you know what? We could put the mini table there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. And do we need to change that to white? Possibly. Very possibly. Okay, I think that's going to work for us for now. I'm going to pick this up because I think it's kind of big and maybe is not going to go as much as I thought it was going to. So we're going to move this Zen low table down here into this space. Right on the end there of the kitchen. And then there's a cute little spot right here for this tea cart. So we're going to put that right there in the kitchen. Okay, all right. I think we're cooking with oil now, to use the expression. Still something about this that's not sitting right with me, so let's try that ranch tea table there instead. Yeah, I think that's going to be better. I don't know, that other thing was just not doing it. Okay, how do we feel about that? So then the other piece, I think maybe we could put here. Sideways here. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Okay, I like that. I like that. Okay. Where were you on November 9th when this incident happened? You predicted an untimely demise for Mr. Boddy. How do I know you didn't also cause his untimely demise to make yourself look right? I had no reason to. As it happens, earlier that day a certain gentleman came to me with a very eloquent proposal, which I accepted. This ring on my finger is proof. So you see, I will no longer need to make my living by reading fortunes, so it mattered very little to me to be right, as you say. You could have bought that ring yourself. Would you care to add a name to this gentleman so that he can confirm your claim? A lady doesn't kiss and tell, Officer Copper. If he chooses to make you aware of our agreement, then so be it. But you won't learn it from me. I had no reason to want to harm Mr. Boddy. You would do better to spend your time asking your silly questions to someone else. Well, she didn't part with this willingly, Booker. I had to put it in writing that she'd get it back when the investigation is done. We'd better confirm her story. Okay. All right, now we have a bunch of fun little stuff to just put around in different places in here. So let's see. We need a coffee area, and I think we're actually going to do the coffee area right here, right on this little table with the tablecloth. So we have a glass jar, and I think it's this one has the coffee in it. Yes. And then we have a nice espresso maker to go with. Oh, you know what? But that's not going to look very cute right there, is it? Okay. Let's not do that. We can put the coffee area next to the fridge, maybe. Okay, yeah, that looks much better there. And then we'll put our little glass jar with the coffee in it there. Okay, so we're going to put something here that's going to look nice from the back, because, you know, you can't just have... why don't we set our cookies there for now? Actually, you know what? I think we're going to put the... Oh, I was going to say cookies on the tea cart, but we actually have a tea kettle, so we'll put that there. We'll put the cookies over here for now. And see what we end up with. Okay, what else have we got? We'll put the spice rack next to the stove, because you're probably going to need that stuff there. We've got a kitchen scale, which is going to go somewhere. I think we'll put a nice red rose here. Just, you know, there's a few little pops of red around. And then over here next to the sink, what are we going to have? How about some dinnerware? Like it's either just been washed or it's waiting to be washed, either one. Oh, we still have this upright organizer too, so that we can set somewhere. Let's see. We could put that down here on the corner because we also have this ranch wardrobe. So let's see which one we like better. So we could put this on the end, like a little mini pantry or something. I did want something a little taller there, and I think that's going to look okay. So let's just see if this upright organizer kind of looks okay. Maybe right there. Like one more little shelf in here, maybe that has some cookbooks on it or something. Does it fit? I think it looks a little out of place there, so we're not going to worry about it. Okay, what else have we got? We have got a kitchen scale, so let's put that here. And what else? We've got a little stool. We've got some instant noodles. That's about the only food. I thought I picked up... Okay, here we go. We've got some spaghetti, but let's put that on this... well, we won't put it on the stove because it's kind of in a dish. So we'll put it on the little table next to the stove. Somebody's been making some spaghetti. And then we have a knife block here. That seems like it could go next to the kitchen scale there. And then what else do we have? A magazine. Don't really need that. They got the instant noodles. And we did have a little stool for the kitchen, just, you know, in case somebody couldn't reach something. It did say bath stool on it, though, so I don't know if we're going to keep it in here or not. Can it go back a little further than that? Let's find out. Okay, yeah, a little further. I think we can set that, like, right there. Just have a little stool in the kitchen. Oh, you know what? We've got an empty place here. So we'll have to figure out some other food we can make to put right there. Maybe a pie or something to go next to the cookies. I just unlocked the cooking like yesterday, so we don't have anything just yet. But I think that's pretty good for a kitchen. You don't want to clutter up a kitchen with too much stuff in the middle because you got to be running back and forth to the stove and the fridge and the coffee maker and the scale and all the things. So I think that's pretty much going to do it for our kitchen. I think that turned out pretty good. Not too bad at all. And if, of course, we run across some more things that will fit in as we're moving along on the island, we'll add them. Okay, guys, checking in with our list today. We did have a suspect question, but no definitive answers yet. We'll have to wait another day, so nothing to mark off at the moment. Make sure you come back tomorrow and find out if someone can corroborate Madame Rose's story. Imagine, if you will, the most beautiful and eloquent proposal that has ever been uttered. Those are the words that met the ears of Madame Freya Rose that bright afternoon in November. If she hadn't already been smitten, she would have been completely won over by the depth of sentiment expressed across the table in that little cafe. So of course she said yes. Have you guessed who it was that uttered those magical words? Hello again, friends. Today we've been cleared to work on the library, so let's see what we can put together. Obviously, we're going to start with some bookshelves, so let's get some of those put down. I think we'll want one on this wall and probably one over here somewhere. Let's see, we have 2 bookshelves. That's all I had enough to make. So we're going to make it work with 2 of these. I think we have another... something big for over here, though. We've got a nice display case. I thought it might be nice to have this in the library. We can put something on display next to the books. That's going to be really cute. And I put some art in there because I thought that would be fun for the library area. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? We're gonna do our thing that we've started kind of doing and just kind of putting down all of the big furniture to start with. I know I don't want that against a wall, though, so we're going to get that over here. We're going to start putting down all the big furniture and then get it placed around. Let's see, I thought this little cancer table might go good in here. We've got a desk, a nice big desk to work with. We've got another desk, I think. Let's see, I think we had another, oh yeah, antique bureau, that's another desk. So we're going to do that one. And we've got another chair because 2 desks equals 2 chairs. Oh, we've got this little checkout counter too. That's going to be super fun. And there's our other chair. Okay, I think that's all the big pieces of furniture. Let's just double check here. Yeah, that's all. Oh wait, nope, we've got an antique console table that's going in here too. Okay, so I'm going to actually grab this and this. I think we're going to get those out of the way for now. We're going to put this desk down front, I think. Whoops, hello. Just over maybe this way, about right there, I think. Push that chair. Oh, actually, we're going to need that chair out of the way for a second because we are going to have some stuff on this desk. We're going to go ahead and place a couple of our little things because then we gotta put a chair in the way, so we won't wait, so we have to move the big furniture around again later. Alright, so that is going there, and this is going here, and there we go, and now there's a place you can write your own book. It kind of looks like somebody might have started that. Okay, so we've got a cute little antique console table here. I think we're going to put that right on the edge here, and have this kind of be the entrance to the room right here. Let's see, this little desk can go up here. We don't want to put the desks too close together because, you know, I don't know, maybe you don't know. Maybe I don't know. It just seems like we shouldn't put them too close together. Okay, and don't look at that balloon shadow because my slingshot broke and I haven't made another one yet, so we're gonna pretend like we don't see that. Sorry, balloon. Okay, I can't stand it. I have to go make one. While I do that, why don't we check in with the investigation? Why don't you have a seat, Mr. Green? Thank you, officer. I prefer to stand. Eye contact and all that. This is not a business presentation, Mr. On the contrary, you are very much asking me to present my business, so I shall. I have nothing to hide. Noah and I met in our first year of college. We hatched a business plan then that we were sure would make us both millionaires. And so, officer, two young men set off with a goal and darned if we didn't achieve it. Both of us, millionaires by 25. And why stop there? In fact, it was partly our latest business venture that brought me here the other day. Going to be an awful lot of paperwork now with what's happened, but at least I won't be venturing into it alone after all. What do you mean, Mr. Green? Not alone after all? Ah, well, something good has come of this mess. I've asked Madame Rose for her hand in marriage, and she has accepted. She stole my heart the minute I first laid eyes on her. We've spent some time together through our dealings with Mr.Boddy, but my main objective on this trip was to secure her as my future wife. I see. Well, it seems there's no reason to trouble you further. Okay, we're back, and let's see what we got in that balloon. It was a mop. Okay, well, we won't be using that in the library. Okay, can we still get back here? Yes, we can. All right, we have some fun stuff to put in this display case. I thought it might be fun to use some of these items that we got from Celeste. So we're going to put that scorpion up in there, that lamp. That'll give a little bit of light for this desk, too, so it'll be right there. I thought that looked kind of cool in there together. With the little terrarium, and then of course the cancer table, which I did pick back up. We're going to put here, and I have a book to put on it because, you know, you gotta have an open book somewhere in the library. It's like a rule, I think. So we're gonna put a book right there on that, and that table is gonna go right here. Okay. And then we've got our little checkout counter. I think we're gonna stick that right back here in the corner. And I want the open side toward the outside, and it already was, so we're good with that. And we got something fun to put on this one too, and that was this globe that I got. I think I got it from Nooks one day. And actually I want that facing a different direction, so let's try that again. It's got a little bit of blue. Oh, wait a minute. That's not the direction I wanted it facing. Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to do some stuff here. Alright, let's push this out for a minute. I think we're gonna have to put it on, whoops, from this direction to get it the way that I want it to go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let's get that back in the library. Okay, there we go. Yeah, a little bit of blue in the corner there, and then to even it out, I've got this porcelain vase that's got some blue in it too, and we're gonna put that right up here near the entrance. Okay, so that leaves just a couple things that we're gonna put on this desk right here. And what do we have for that? I got a typewriter and an antique radio. I think I'm gonna put the typewriter in the front here and put our little radio right back here. What's it playing? There we go. Do the antique radios, because you don't get to choose what music it plays, it just plays what it plays. I don't know if it always plays the same song or if it has some that it goes through. I know it stops between and does a little jibber jabber, but that's kind of fun. All right, but there we go, guys. This is our library. And as you can see, a place you can come read, you can study, you can write, you can enjoy the globe. But, but there we are. Ms. Peacock over here getting a workout. All right, let's do our daily check-in. We're gonna need 2 stones today because Madame Rose's story did get backed up by her brand new fiance, Mr. Green. So the 2 of them have been cleared by the police as not the culprits. So there we go. We're halfway through our list of suspects, guys, and there's still a lot of weapons behind me, so we'll be narrowing those down pretty soon too. Well, I found these 2 fellas hanging here around Brewster's coffee shop again. They sure do like it here. Good morning, officers. What's the word on where I can work today? Well, Miss Carraleigh, we have finished inspecting the drawing room, so it's all yours. Thanks again, officers. Have a great day. Alright, they have given us clearance to work on this drawing room today, and guys, I'm gonna admit, I had to look it up just to be sure. I wasn't sure what a drawing room is. We don't call any room that here in the States. Not where I live anyway. So, it's kind of just like a chill living room where you can bring your guests or whatever. So, yeah, we're gonna decorate this up. I've grabbed everything that might fit in a room like that, so we're gonna see what we can put together. Is that gonna center? Oh, it was centered on that rug, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Maybe, kind of, sort of. It should be. It's hard to tell from this angle sometimes, but I think it's okay. Alright, we've got a couple of tables to put on the side of this too. We've got, quite a bit of furniture that could fit in a room like this, so we'll have to see how much we can actually put in here and get away with it. Alright, let's try this vintage dresser behind the sofa. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? There it is. I knew I had a vintage dresser. Okay, I'm standing a little too close. Oh, that's way too tall to go back there. Okay, that's gonna have to go somewhere else. We'll find something to put back there though, I think. Maybe we'll put that vintage dresser up here, I think. We'll try it out. I don't know exactly what we want this room to be doing. The rug is very small, way too small for a room like this, but it's the one we have, so we're working with it. Let's see, what else? Oh, we do have another piece of seating. Yes, this elegant chair, so we're gonna put this in here too. Just a little, nope, I think that was a good spot for it. Okay, and for these lovely tables, we have some cute little lamps. We're going to put on the tables there. Yeah, very elegant yet comfortable, right? That's what we're calling. Should we move these maybe back a space, I think? They look a little crowdy. And I think that would still give plenty of room for the sitting area. Now, the only thing I don't think we have is like a coffee table type situation. So let's see what other big furniture we had. I tried to put all the big furniture toward the front here. We do have a wood burning stove. I don't know if we want to try to fit that in here or not. You know what? It would go on this side, wouldn't it? Let's just move this little magazine rack for a minute and just see how we feel about this wood burning stove over here. It'd be something nice to have in a little cozy, comfy room, right? This, I think, will probably come and put over on the side of here. That seems like a good spot for it. Yeah, I got some little travel magazines in there because, you know, Mr.Boddy had some money, so he was probably traveling. Plus he had businesses all over, apparently. Let's see. We have this little ironwood cart. I'm not sure if I like that in here or not. What else have we got? We've got a grand piano. And this elegant dresser, which matches the chair there. Maybe that's something good to go behind the sofa. Yeah, I think that's where we'll put that. If we can fit it in there. I wasn't really sure that we could fit a piano, but it was in the nooks like today. So I was like, all right, we have to scrape up the bells and buy that. So we did. It was 182,000 bells. So I feel like we should use it somewhere. But if we are going to, we'll probably have to take this stove out of here. So I don't know. The piano might end up in a different place or something. But I think that kind of works for what we have right now. All right, what else? What else? What else? Those are all the big things, I think. Just the grand piano. Maybe we can fit a piano in here. What if we take this chair and put it on the other side? Yeah, it would have to go right there, wouldn't it? Then it's kind of blocking the drawers of that vintage thing, but, you know, it's probably just for looks anyway, so... Let's just see what this piano looks like in the corner. You know what? I like it. I think we're gonna do it. I think we are. Can we push it one more? Ooh, that's pushing it, isn't it? Yeah, I think we better leave it there for it to be fully in the room. Maybe we'll just scooch this over just a tad. I know then it's not going to be centered with everything, and that's going to bother me. Alright. Can we get away with that? Do we think we can get away with that? Or do we need to rearrange this whole situation? You know what? I think we're going to leave it just like this. So we are going to have to find a little stool or something to go here, which I don't have right now. So you can sit here in front of the fire. We could even move that rug over. No, I'm going to leave it right where it was. We're going to leave this room just how it was. I hear a balloon. Yeah, there it is. Bells would be nice. Ah, a simple panel. That works too. Although we haven't really used too many of those, have we? Okay. Well, now I guess we can kind of start filling in with little stuff, but I'm going to go look for a stool real quick, and while I do, why don't we check in with our officers, and there's Colonel Mustard again, and see what the progress on the case is today. Ah, Dr. Marvin, what have you discovered? Well, I was just reading over the toxicology report, and it turns out there wasn't any poison found in Mr. Boddy's system. The poison was not what did him in. Thank you for that report, Doctor. Not a problem, fellas. Talk to you next time. Okay, I've made it back, and I ended up crafting one because we couldn't find one anywhere in the deliveries that kind of fit this situation. So we'll have to maybe check in with Paradise Planning and see if we can order a proper piano bench or something. But for now, we'll go with that wooden stool. We can still play the piano that way, so it's all good. Yep, it still works. Okay, I have half a thought about changing a bunch of this around, but yeah, I am going to change some of it. Okay, let's take this and we're going to move this up here. Put the wood burning stove on this side of things. I'm going to move it forward just a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to actually move this situation over here. The elegant dresser, because I just remembered that we also have a nice LCD TV, and we're gonna put that up here so we can watch TV in this room, because this is the cozy, just a chilling out room. So you can play the piano, you can watch the TV, you can sit by the fire, you can read a magazine. There's so many things you could do to just relax in this room. Okay, so we've got a few more things to put around here. I think, if I remember right, we have a nice... Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that I had that boxy stool in my pocket. We didn't look through good enough when we were looking for big things. I think that boxy stool will be better for the piano. Yeah, that looks a little nicer than that little wooden stool for that. Okay, what else? I also think we need some kind of coffee table situation thing, but there just isn't anything right now. So let's see. We have this other chair. We have a wooden stool. We have the vintage dresser. Can that go here next to the fireplace? Would that be all right? That doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna push it back just a little bit. Yeah, I think that's yeah, it kind of closes it in here, gives it a little cozy vibe. I think maybe now we'll try to sneak that little ironwood cart in back here behind the sofa. I want to center it. I was gonna maybe put two things there, but I think we'll probably just try to center this for now. And then what can we put there? I've picked up several different things. We have a record player, we have a music box. We could put... Why don't we put the little aroma pot back here? That'll be cute. And then it'll make it smell really nice in here. And then what can we put over here? This is, I think, where we can put our Is the record player, did I leave it orange? I did. That doesn't exactly go. We might have to change that, but let's try the music box instead. Okay, and then we can, a vintage dresser, don't change. All right, are we gonna have to do that music box from the other side or something? Can we do it from the other side? Yes, we can. Okay, we still don't have very much choices in music. I keep forgetting. Actually, KK Slider's here today, so I will try to go and get a song when it's the right time to do that. Let's see, what other decorative item do we have here? We have a small vase. We have some fragrance sticks. Those will probably look cute up here. Don't want anything too big. And then we can't set anything on the piano. I think we're about out of surfaces to set things on. You know what? Maybe we could sneak a little vase onto the floor here. I don't know. Does that look weird? I kind of wish you could customize these so there was some little plants sticking out of it or something. We'll leave it there for now, just to have some space taken up. Should we move it? Oh, we can't move it that way. Move it forward just a little. No, that kind of blocks our getting into here, which technically the entrance would be over here. This is the entrance to the room, but yeah, I think that is pretty cute. Just gonna check one more time. Oh, we still have this elegant chair that we could put somewhere. You know what? Why don't we do this? I'm gonna move this little magazine rack over a spot. I think it'll still fit. Nope, 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 it won't. Okay, never mind. Just kidding. Okay, well, we may not have a spot for this chair then. Yeah, I think we kind of used up all the room. We can't put it unless we put it somewhere like here, and that might look kind of weird. But you know what? I'm gonna put it there. We can still get it. No, we still can't get in the room just fine. That's okay. I'm still gonna put it there. Unless you guys have another suggestion for where it should go or how we can move things around to fit it in there. I think we need maybe more than 2 spots to sit. I don't know. I kind of like it there, but we'll see how it goes. I may just run by and move that at some point. All right. Well, we are going to call that done. We have a nice, comfy, guest-ready drawing room. Now let's go check in with our list. Okay, well, no suspects checked into today, but we did get one of our weapons marked off the list, so let's grab our stone and drop it right here in front of the poison, because we now know it was not the poison. Oh, hi, officers. How goes the investigation? Slow and steady, Miss Carraleigh. We're on our way to check in with forensics now. The trophy room is yours now, Miss Carraleigh. We've finished searching it, I think. Quite so. Great. I'll go get started. Thanks, officers. Good luck today. Okay, friends, here we are in the trophy room today. This is where we're going to be working. So this room, I feel like, is kind of one of those that's not really one you would spend some time in. You wouldn't just sit around in there and, like, I don't know, read a book or something. So we're not going to concentrate too much on trying to get some seating in there, but as much of the trophy stuff as we can. And I'm moving this little entrance over just a little bit just because of what we have to put in this room, and I didn't want to block the entrance to the stable there, so we're making a slight adjustment to the game board there. So I'm gonna start putting down some of the things that we have as we have started doing. So I got a little rope partition. I thought that might be something appropriate for a trophy room. Like, you don't want people touching your nice trophies, right? So we're gonna put that kind of maybe over here with something nice behind it. So we have this this fellow here that we got somewhere. So he's gonna sit over here, maybe in this corner. I don't know. We're just gonna put some stuff around for now and see where we end up with it, because okay, so we've got an imperial partition, and I do have, oh yes, this display stand that I wanted to put up here at the end, which is why we moved that little entrance over. So I think we'll center this at the top of the rug. Is that in the room? Yeah, it's in the room. Okay. Yeah, I like this little rug pattern that I found. It's actually, if you look, at the pattern, it does actually have a Triforce that you can put in the center of it, which is pretty cool. I chose not to do that for this build because, you know, we're not going Legend of Zelda here, but just thought I'd point that out. Okay, so we do have a Dorado model here, which is kind of a trophy, I think. It's gold in kind of goldish. Anyway, you know, if you caught one and you got it stuffed or whatever, that's totally a trophy. Okay, and we're actually I'm gonna move this over. Because I did also get the Tokonoma here, which kind of has to go on this side just because of the way it's made. Oh, whoops. And I decided to keep it red. It's a little bit darker than that other wood, isn't it? So, maybe it could actually go on the other side. Let's try it. Or it could go in a corner facing the other way, maybe. I don't know. It might not have to go against the back here. I don't know why it wants to go that direction. Okay, oh, there's another balloon. I just popped one right before I started recording. Getting lots of balloons today. Okay, and the other one just gave us some shirt or something. What's this one gonna give us? 10,000 bells, we'll take it. Let's see, I did grab one chair just in case we decide we need some seating in here. We have this cool little flag. We have a sword item that's kind of like a trophy. Maybe something you earned. Let's see, I grabbed a safe. Oh, I think I recolored this Imperial low table that I had because it was red. So we'll set this down. I grabbed it because it matched the screen here. And I don't know if we're gonna use it. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, I'm gonna move actually this little dude over and bring this down next to him because that feels like something that would go next to a knight, right? His little coat of arms there. Oh, yeah, we can take it down one more. I'm gonna turn it just a little bit and put it next to him. I don't really want it blocking him, so maybe we'll leave it kind of right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I don't know if we're gonna use the chair. Dr. Seaweed, what have you discovered about this wrench we found in the stable? Once again, my tests have revealed no signs that this was used for any purpose other than that for which it was intended. Thank you, Doctor. We'll keep looking. Let's see what else we have. I got these flashy flower signs. I got the covered counter, but I don't think we're going to need that in here either. Okay, so we've also got the bow, which is kind of a cool item. These are kind of some of the things that I've been saving with this trophy room in mind because it just, I don't know, it feels right for what you would have in here, at least out of what we've managed to gather on this island so far. Alright, so I do have a couple podiums as well. We might not have a lot for this room actually. Okay, a bottled ship, that could kind of be a trophy, like if you spent a lot of time putting it together. Oh, you know what, can we put this like in the Tokonoma? Will it let us do that? It's not gonna let us do that, is it? Nope. Okay, I didn't think so. We will put it... Do we want this in front of that then? I don't really have anything else to put in here. Maybe we'll just have to pretend it's all about that artwork. Maybe that's a trophy of some sort. Yeah, I kind of like that in front of the Tokonoma there. Okay, we'll move this down just a little bit. We don't have too many trophies, I guess, so we're gonna put this bow opposite the sword because I think that looks cool. Is it on the right level there? I think it is. Okay. Is that even? It's so hard to tell sometimes. That's not even, is it? I think it needs to come back down one. Is that even now? They're both right in front of the table. Okay, that works. Okay, and then what else did I even pick up? So we have the bottled ship, which we're calling a trophy. You know, we're using the word trophy loosely. And anything that's just cool that you could have earned in some way or built yourself or something. I don't know. Okay, so we've got these podiums. We've got a ranch low board. I don't know why I have that over here. I'm going to put a podium down here and put this phonograph on it because I think we'll have some music in here. Actually, probably push this up into the corner. So yeah, it turns out we really don't have a ton for this room, but also, let's play this one in here. So maybe we'll center this bottled ship on the table because we don't have a lot. I think actually that's kind of appropriate for this room maybe because like I said, it's not a room that you come hang out in, it's just one you kind of come and look at. So that's what we have. I'm gonna move these down one more space too. Just because I feel like it was kind of blocking our little entryway on this side. So there we go. Quick and easy one today. Not too easy, but it is, you know, we got some trophies in here. I think it looks pretty good. And if we come across some things in our next few days, we can always add to it. Maybe find something to put inside there. I mean, I've gone through everything we have. We're actually getting a little low on furniture at this point. We're getting toward the end of our rooms, so we are getting a little low on furniture, but I think we're still finding some pretty cool stuff to decorate with, so not doing too bad. Do we like the sword there? And now I kind of feel like it needs to move back again. I mean, we still got plenty of room over here, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, we're making that change again. There we go. Okay. Well, with that, we are calling this room done. It looks like Miss White is over here in the kitchen doing some stuff. I don't know. What are you doing over there, Miss White? You're not off the hook yet, you know. Oh, we got another balloon. But guys, our game board is starting to look pretty cool when we run around through here. A lot of the rooms are filled in now, which is really fun. So we still have a few more to go, but it's starting to look pretty cool over here. This has actually been a really fun way to start filling in an island. So let's go take a look at our list and see what we can mark off today. All right, and according to Dr. Seaweed's research today, we did find out that the wrench is not the weapon that was used, so we're going to drop our stone right there and get that one marked off the list and see what's in this present. Oh, a yellow leaf pile, that's fun. Okay, we'll go ahead and learn that. Oh, Mr. Green coming over here to check out what's what. We still don't know much, Mr. Green. We're working our way through the list. Good morning, Officer Booker. Getting the coffee to go today? Oh, yes. Busy day ahead. We've finished searching the courtyard, Miss Carraleigh. If you want to work there today, it should be all right. Perfect. Thank you, officer. See you around. Well, here we are in the courtyard, and Mrs. White is over here having a deep think. I don't know what she's thinking about. What to do? Oh no. What have you done, Mrs. White? Okay, so we're working on the courtyard today with a little company. That's this grassy area at the front entrance of the manor, includes these little paved parts. So we are going to see what we can get in here today. And I may be digging up a few, or kicking up a few spots, because I have some trees and things that are going to go in here, I think. And we're going to start with these. These two right here. We're going to put in some bushes. Whoops, that's not it. Yeah, there we go. We've got a pocket full of tea olives and some other things. I've got a couple trees in here. And we've got a little bit of furniture that's going to go, but mostly it's just going to kind of be this big grassy area that's down through here. All right, we do have some fence to try. I've got some hedges, I've got some lattice fencing, and I've got some stone fence. Kind of lean towards the stone fencing just because that's kind of what we've used in a couple places so far, so to make it a little consistent, I think. I think we're going to put a couple pieces of stone fence right here. Well, that kind of blocking our... You know what, maybe we'll move it up a little bit. Put it up here at this next section of yellow tiles. Yeah, let's try that. Actually, and I was just thinking, I wonder if we should do this way. Have like a little entryway situation. And then, yeah. Although that's kind of the entrance into this area. So many things to decide. What happens if we do this? Maybe we'll try that. We'll just see how we feel about that. And then there's something I want to try right behind it. See if that looks any kind of anyway. Oh no, it's not going to because... okay, never mind. Forget about it. Alright, we're gonna leave it like that for a minute. Might change my mind on that. Let's just see what else we have in the pockets. So I did pick up a couple of trees. I've got a garden faucet here. I have one garden lantern. I meant to order another one, but I didn't get it in. There's a scooter I picked up at HHP. We do have a decayed tree that I might put out here. A little bistro table. I made a couple of pots and pillars here. Let's try the pillars up here. I think this around the entrance to the house would look really cool. We're gonna have to put it flush on a tile, aren't we? In the second one here, so made a couple of those. Yeah, I think that looks nice, but I think I want it toward the front here. Kind of, like if this is a porch, patio, entrance type area, maybe we'll have these pillars toward the front. So I think that'd be better. Okay, too bad our archways can't be 4 spaces wide, because that would look really cool. I guess we could make an archway and put it, I mean, because it's 3 spaces, we could just center it, but I don't know if we need that. We'll see, we'll see. We can put these pots here. Just make a nice entrance to the manor. I did the ones with the little grassy look to them. Nothing too colorful out here. We do apparently have some, you know, some turf, some fake grass situation, because the real grass is this color right now. So we have something going on to make this entrance look all pretty like. Yeah, I kind of like that. Do we even have the recipe for the archway if we wanted to make that? Oh yeah, I got this one. And the answer is we don't have, wait, where is that? Oh yeah, we do. But I'm not sure that fits. I think we can get away with the columns with the vines on them, but I don't know about that broken stone archway. It's not quite what we're looking for. Okay, but I think this is working so far. It's nice and simple. I kind of wish I had a little more room here. I'm not, I kind of want to put some hedges in here anyway, even though it's going to block this little flower thing. Just kind of want to put some hedges up the side here. Just to kind of, I don't know, give it its own space. Let's see, if we put one here, and one here, and run around, and put one here. Yeah, I think I like that. We may have to change out those bushes though, now that I'm looking at it, because I think they're not tall enough for what we just made happen. So I have another idea. We will just have to go and get something. Or wait, maybe, no, I don't already have it in my pocket, I don't think. Okay, let's get these bushes out of here though, because they're not gonna work. Hello? Am I gonna have to go around this side? There we go. I guess we'll probably replace that yellow tile that we took up. I really thought, oh, it's the radio over here. I was like, what is that sound? It's the radio in the library. Okay, well that makes me feel better. I was like, is this place haunted or what? Okay, whoops. Let's get that other piece of tile down. Okay, there we go. And then, one moment. Dr. Seaweed, what's the report on the tangled cord we found? Surely this is what we've been looking for. I'm afraid not, Officer Copper. This cord is too tangled to have been used for any kind of nefarious purpose. I've tried for hours now and can't get it untangled myself. Very well, Doctor. I suppose we'll keep looking. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. Let's see. I picked up these. Let's see, where'd they go? Round topiaries that I had sitting over there. So I think that these might actually work better here. Do we like it in that spot, or is that a good spot for it? I think so. I don't want it to be like too close into the corner of this thing. So if we put that there. That makes a nice grand entrance, right? Okay. And then we could actually, I grabbed a couple of these smaller ones too. If we wanted to give it a little extra something. I don't know. Do we like that? Or is that too much now? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Oh gosh. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's see what we think about this. This is gonna be a rearranging kind of day, I feel like. Let's see. I don't want it exactly on line with that. Alright, which side do we like better? The pots might have to move. Yeah, I think we just need like that little bit of height there. So we're gonna pull this out. 2 spaces. Yeah, I think that's gonna work better. I think that's gonna work better. We can still use these pots somewhere though. I need to because I made them. Now I feel like with the colors here that these stone walls do not go. So we're gonna take these out of here. And maybe, I don't know, maybe continue the hedge here or something. Maybe we don't need anything in the front there. Maybe we do though. Maybe this is where the pots need to go. Let's try them up here. Should we put them on the yellow spot or right on this edge? Or should they go down in this little inlet spot here? Maybe that's where we need them. Let's try them right there. I do kind of wish that I had more of the garden lanterns because I think that those would look good over here. I did just pick up, okay, let's just see here. I don't think I'm gonna end up using these bushes. They just like weren't the right color. If we get a couple of those, I don't like it right here though. What if we push it back a little and put them like right on this yellow tile? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have to order another one of those because I only have the one. I thought I had two, but I couldn't find the other one to save me, so there we go. We will get another one, but I like that. I think that's good. I think the pots work up here better than they were working up there. All right, so we do still have a couple other things that we could put in here. And I think that we will throw in a little bistro table. I was kind of thinking we would use some trees in here, but really, there really isn't. I mean, we could have put trees, I guess. You know what, let's just for the sake of fun, let's just look at what a tree would look like here. See if we want to do that instead. But I think probably the more refined look of the topiary is what we're going for. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with the topiary. Okay, let me go grab a mushroom so I can dig that back up. Just saw Colonel Mustard lurking around the trees over there. Okay, let's eat this and get this tree out of here. Put our topiary back. Yep. All right. We keep trying to change things, but well, I mean, okay, we do keep changing things. Let's be real. Sometimes it looks good the first way we do it, and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, let's get this back down. It's good to be sure though, so it takes a little time to try different things, but it's good to try different things. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with that. Even though the grass is like green. Okay, so I didn't think about the fact that we would probably want a chair with this. So I'm gonna have to go find some kind of little chair situation. All right, garden faucet. Scooter I'm not gonna put over here. That doesn't seem to fit in this. So we do also have the paper lantern, and I've got a couple of yellow leaf piles that I made because I got that recipe. And even though they got the fake turf in here, they can't keep the leaves from falling, as you can see all around me. Which technically the ones falling are red, but we have the yellow leaf piles, so that's what we're using. We're gonna throw a few leaf piles around here just because it's fall and they fall. Okay, so that should decorate it up a little bit, and then let me go find a stool real quick. Okay, a lot of running on this one. Okay, so I haven't recolored anything yet. No, normally I would have all this stuff recolored beforehand because I had it picked out, but yeah, like I said, totally forgot about a chair. So we can either use this chair, which, you know, obviously I would have to recolor. I think we would probably put the chair behind it over here just to keep the entryway clear. So we have that option, which then we want to turn the coffee toward that, and maybe the book too. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we have that option, and then I also have a wooden stool as an option. But I think, you know, for sitting out here in the morning with your coffee and your book, you're probably not going to want a stool. You're going to want a chair. So we'll get that chair customized to match. So don't worry, it's not going to stay light blue and yellow. I do have a couple of these handheld lanterns, but I think we'll go with the garden lanterns on this one. So this is an entryway. You know, it needs to be a little bit fancy. So yeah, I think this is pretty good. We do have the little coffee spot in the yard, which, you know, maybe isn't great for the entryway, but I really wanted to put it in there, so I'm putting it in there. And I don't think I have anything for this side. I do have that decayed tree, but yeah, I think we'll save that. The paper lantern. All right, you know what? Since we don't have a lantern on this side, let's just throw the paper lantern down and see which one of those we like better. Yeah, I think I think definitely the garden lantern is going to win that one. Okay, so I will get another one of those ordered, and I will take that chair over to Cyrus later today and get that customized. But otherwise, I think our courtyard is pretty done, and I think it's a pretty nice entrance to the manor and looks pretty good. Do we need a couple more pots up here? Let me know. Alright, well that means that it is time to check in with our list for today. And even though we've had some thinkers walking around, it doesn't seem like the police have made any headway with a suspect, but they did find out that the tangled cords were not the weapon that was used. So, we're going to drop our stone right there on the tangled cords. So we are getting that list narrowed down. Well, here we are, Miss Carraleigh. It's taken us a bit of time, but the studio is now ready for your touches. I have to say, it's been nice seeing what you've done with the place. Oh, thank you, Officer Copper. I'll get to work right away. Well, you heard Officer Copper. We're designing the studio today, which is so weird because I hear that they just arrested an artist. Okay, well, let's take a look at what we've got here. We do have some... We'll go ahead and put down our large items again. We've got a few paintings to go in here. We've got some musical items to go in here. Studio can be for all kinds of creative things, works, happenings. So we've got, it's kind of a small room, so we may not end up using all of this furniture, but we might end up using some of it. So we're going to just place it all down and maybe get ourselves stuck in here. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I think we're going to start out by turning this sideways. We're going to get this podium out of the way. I feel like we want this screen kind of over here just to give us a little block off from the conservatory there. We're going to maybe put the music area over here in the corner. I don't know. We'll start out with it there. Let's see. Actually, I think I might put it in the front corner just so we can have these paintings up here kind of facing out. So let's get the music situation down here in this corner. Okay, and that way we can move the paintings up here where they can actually be kind of seen. Whoops. Let's turn that. Okay, we got one here and a second one. We're gonna maybe kind of create like a painting area situation, hopefully. We'll see what we have, because again, our furniture is getting a little bit low at this point. Okay, so I did include this mirror because I figured, you know, if you're trying to paint a self-portrait or something, you gotta be able to see yourself, right? I mean, we all know what we look like, but when you're trying to draw or paint someone, especially yourself, you gotta be able to see. You need a picture or a mirror or something, so we're going with a mirror. Alright, so let's get this little table turned around. I don't know exactly what we're doing with it yet, but we're just gonna get it over here in this corner. Give ourselves something to work with. Whoops, I want it right in the corner, I think. And then this... I can't remember what my idea was with this, but we're gonna put it over here for now. We're gonna do something with it. Definitely something with it. Okay, I'm gonna just set that right here next to the screen. With the stool in front of it, actually. Or should we have the stool over here in the painting area? I was kind of thinking of it for this area, so we'll see. Besides, I mean, like, Bob Ross always stood up when he was painting. I would imagine, seeing the size of some of the canvases of the paintings in the museums and stuff, that a lot of artists are standing up while they're painting, to be honest. So we're not gonna worry too much about a chair over there. Okay, so we've got another painting here, a couple more paintings here actually, but I don't think that we need all of those. We might need this little dresser full of something, you know, supplies or something. Actually, let's put that, we're gonna crowd this little area up over here. I'm gonna put it right here and turn it around. Where'd it go? So, yeah. There we go. All that stuff is just there. It's kind of a small room, like I said, and we do actually have quite a bit to put in here. So I'm gonna put this here like so. We may not keep it. I don't know. Okay, no, that doesn't look good with all the rest of the stuff in here. We're gonna get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, that came from a balloon. I didn't put that in my pocket for this build, just FYI. Oh, speaking of balloons, there we go. There's one right there. Let's get that, if I can remember which button to push. Guys, we're getting down to just a couple rooms left. We've almost completed our work here. Whoops. What did we... Oh. Look at that. We've popped 100 balloons on this island. Isn't that something? Flying paradise. Okay, cool. Okay, I grabbed a rocking chair, but I don't think that's going to go in this room either. Paint cans we probably will want. The Nordic chair. Oh, the Nordic chair. Alright, we'll put this stool down in here for a second. And then I got this trumpet for the music area. I actually have a saxophone too, but for some reason I like the trumpet better. And I made it silver too, so I'm gonna put it like that, I guess. Okay. And then the paint, these paint cans look so big in here, but we'll put those over here on top of this thing. And I guess we should see what came. Another boxy stool. Awesome. Is it the same? It's not gonna be. Oh, it is the same color. Look at that. Look at the balloons helping us out here. All right, we'll put a couple of boxy seats in here just for places for people to sit if they're like watching the painting or something. I don't know. Maybe they just want to sit and listen to some trumpet music or something. Okay, so okay. I think I remember what I was gonna do with this because did I get it in my pocket? We got an incense burner. We got. Maybe I didn't get it in my pocket. Okay, we got a candle. I didn't get it in my pocket. Okay, I'll be right back. But while I go get that, why don't we check in with the investigation? Tell us, Monsieur Brunette, do you recognize this painting? It looks slightly familiar. I may have sold one at some point. Look again, monsieur. This painting is fake. Is it? I only glanced at it. A fake. Painted by you. That's not true. I would never. You can't prove anything. As a matter of fact, we can. It turns out Dr. Seaweed had brought in a specialist from the Fluffy Bureau of Investigation, who pointed out that the blue paint used for the flowers had been mixed incorrectly, causing it to turn purple when exposed to UV light. He gave them a list of things to look for in their search. Once we knew what to look for, we searched your cabin and found the paint you used. Now, forgery and fraud charges aside, there's another incident we need to discuss. Seems Mr. Boddy may have caught on to your little game. Maybe you wanted to silence him. No, I mean, he did. He confronted me about it. But I'm not a violent person. I use paintbrushes, not weapons. I had already arranged to make things right with Mr. Boddy, and was inventing a good reason to retire at his insistence, which was fine. I've made enough money to live comfortably for the rest of my days. Unfortunately for you, Monsieur Brown, you'll be facing the consequences of your fraudulent ways, and your future accommodations will be rather more humble than you've planned. Enter this paint into evidence, Booker. Seems we've got a second case on our hands. Oh, yes, fraud, forgery, very unfortunate. Okay, I'm back, and this is what this is what I meant to have. It's the cartoonist set. We're just gonna have that there because, you know, a place that you can write or draw or something. Also something you would do in a studio. Doesn't have to be painting. It could be any kinds of creative endeavor. So we're gonna have that there. And actually, should I move this over just like a teeny bit? I think maybe we'll just bring that over to the very corner, or did we like it better? Maybe it was better up against here. Okay. You know, I changed my mind 100 times. Okay, we're gonna put the incense burner over here if I can find it again. There we go. I did change that to white. I don't know, for some reason I thought that would go. Scenic paint. What else do we have here? Not a lot of little things that would go in here. So there is a small vase. I don't think we're going to use that though. And I'm leaning toward placing this cute little rose here because, you know, you got to have some inspiration for your art. So we're going to have a little bit of nature there. We're going to have some nice scents. We're going to have, you know, some colors and things around. This might be the most colorful room we've done so far. I don't know. We've got a lot of colors in here. But yeah, it's a little crowded, but Any person that has a creative space knows it gets crowded, it gets messy, it gets used. So yeah, I feel like that's okay. And I think that that's pretty good for what we've had available. There is maybe one more thing I want to add, so give me just a second. Okay, here we are. I just wanted to throw this other plant in here. Yeah, I think it needs that little more bit of green over there on the right. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. All right, guys, we have ourselves a studio, and not too bad, I think. Well, that means it is time for our daily check-in with our list. Okay, well here we are, and although Monsieur Brunette has been convicted of a couple of crimes, the end of Mr. Boddy was not one of them, so we are going to drop our stone here. He is off the hook for this one. There we go. And with that, we are down to 4 suspects. Shockingly, and according to Sergeant Gray's sudden recollection, a 4th suspect had been seen walking around the house grounds with a shovel on the night in question. What had Miss Olivia Scarlett been trying to hide on this dark and stormy night? It's a good thing Mr. Boddy's grounds are so extensive, Booker, or these 4 would have been tripping over each other all night. Oh dear, it does seem very out of the ordinary, I think. Oh, hey friends, the officers are quite busy this morning, but they did let me know that we are allowed to work on the gazebo area today, so that is what we are going to do. Not much left now. In fact, there's only 1 room left, and I have a feeling I know why they've saved it until last. We're gonna start with this gazebo. Gonna keep it, yeah, pushed right up to the back like that, I think. Maybe might bring it forward one spot. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Okay, so we're gonna do something similar to what we did on the fountain side, but I think we're going to open it up a little so there's kind of an entryway here to the gazebo situation. I'm gonna bring this over. Yeah, like that, I think. Looks good so far. Very cute, very cute. Okay, so then we can't get around the gazebo if we try to come in here, so that's interesting. I guess I am gonna move it back a little bit then, because we want to be able to, yeah, we want to be able to get through there, right? I wonder, maybe we should have the gazebo like on one end. We've done everything kind of like super symmetrical so far. Maybe this is the time we're just like, oh, the gazebo's on the side. Maybe, let's see, maybe just one little space over here. Yeah. Yeah? I don't know, let's try it. So I've got some more of these topiaries, and we're gonna try a couple of the round ones first. There we go. On the corners here. And put one here. And I think that, I think that needs to go up a space. Yeah, there we go. Actually then, should we push this back down? Because we had it down before. So we don't necessarily have to get into it. If we're doing it this way, we don't have to get into it. Maybe I'll go ahead and push that all the way over to the edge. Like this. Oops. And then this can come onto the pavement to match the other side. Yeah, I actually kind of like that better. And then I think we might take this hedge all the way up and around here and kind of close this little thing in. Like so. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay, and then we might go ahead and put some hedge across the back here too. Better get inside so I don't get myself trapped. Oh no, we're out of hedge. Okay, I'm gonna have to go make some more. We'll do that in just a second. Okay, so we've got a space here, and I have made, let's see, we have made some, here we are, rocking chairs. We're gonna put a couple rocking chairs in here. Nice little place to sit. And since we can't technically sit under the gazebo, which is very sad indeed, we need like a little table here. Did I bring something that's like a table? I did not. I'm gonna have to go find something. All right, and then for this one, I'm kind of having trouble imagining how this is going to look, so we might have to go ahead and go get the rest of our hedge. I already made some more hedge. I didn't think we were going to be using quite this much of it. Okay, let's pull that over, put this one kind of on the same side. And I did customize these to be a little different from the ones over in the fountain area. Very cute. The stained glass effect. Is that even? Or does this need to come over one? I think that's even. Okay. And I have one more of those actually that I can put somewhere. All right, let me go make that hedge and you can check in with our officers on their investigation. Miss Scarlet, care to explain what you were doing out in the rain in the middle of the night with a shovel? Oh, don't remind me, officer. What a charade. Mr. Boddy told me he'd cut off his generous allowance if I didn't stick with what I knew, but I was feeling rebellious, as one does from time to time. Romantic comedies had grown rather boring to me, so I decided to enter the exciting world of the reality documentary. I was all set to star in one about some strange artifacts. Legend says that burying one on a rainy night will result in the appearance of a magical creature the next day. Well, I thought I'd do some rehearsing, so I went out into the rain. Ugh, what a mistake. I managed to bury the silly things, but all I ended up with was frizzy hair and muddy shoes. I was convinced I'd caught a cold, so I went back to my cabin and took a long, hot bath. I went looking the next morning, of course, but I honestly couldn't even remember where I'd buried them. Everything looked different in the daylight. I certainly didn't see any magical creatures prancing about. Phooey. I was all set to go and tell Mr. Boddy he was right when I received the terrible news. The number of shovels we found on the property is perhaps unusual. It does seem excessive, although each one has had its use. I've conducted my tests on each of these shovels, and while they were used for many things, bodily injury was not one of them. Okay, well at first all I was finding was like log stools and stuff, but I did take a peek in the storage and find that we had, where did it go? This nice rattan end table. And then I found this afternoon tea set too. So we're gonna have some little snacks over here by the gazebo because that's a nice place to sit and have a snack, right? Okay, so we did get our hedges made. So we're gonna build some of that in here. And I think go ahead and we can, oh! Didn't expect that. Let's see. If we take this out, what does this look like if we put one of these triangular topiaries like right in front of it? Is that like too weird to have two of those right together? I think it kind of maybe is too weird. Okay. Well, we'll do our little hedge for now. That seems okay on this side, right? But I think for the edge, we'll probably want to edge that too, just to make it kind of match. Yeah. There we go. Okay, a cute little spot. Let's see what else we've got because I picked up some yellow tulips over here that I thought might look nice out front here. So we're going to try putting some of these in around our little lanterns. We should get some flowers going around the house here. Gotta get some curb appeal. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and we have another spot over here next to this other rocking chair. So let's see. Those are all topiaries. Don't need a big bench. We have a paper lantern. We got some cypress plants, but I don't think we need any of those. Actually, I just, yeah, saw we picked up this little street organ that we got at one point, so maybe that's something cute that can go there and have a little music with your tea. Not tea, snacks. You little finger snacks, finger foods. Okay, well there we go. I think this turned out to be a pretty nice little gazebo area for the next occupant of this house to enjoy. And now I think it's time to check in with our list. Okay, well turns out we get to mark off two things today. We did discover that the shovel was not the weapon that was used in the incident, so we're gonna mark that off. And then the police have also cleared Miss Scarlet as the suspect. So there we go. Miss Scarlet, not the one. We've got it narrowed down to 3 now. 3 weapons left, 3 suspects left. Several days ago, an incident occurred. 3 suspects remain. 3 weapons untested. Will today be the day that the truth is revealed? I have a good feeling about today, Booker. We're gonna solve this thing. Oh, of course. Absolutely. I think. Here you are, Dr. Seaweed. The final weapons for evidence. We found this candlestick on the floor of the billiard room, this slingshot under a shrub in the gazebo area, and this lead pipe under a pile of leaves in the courtyard. I'll get to work right away, officer. The nature of the injury rules out the slingshot you found, but it could definitely have been caused by something like a candlestick or a lead pipe. Alright, a quick development in the case today. Let's go ahead and mark this slingshot off the list. We're going to take one of our stones and drop it right here. And that leaves 2 weapons and 3 suspects to go. Alright, well it does seem that the police have finished gathering all the evidence that they need to gather, so we have been cleared to complete our final room and therefore our job here at Boddy Manor. This is the billiard room, and we have some green carpet in here. We're going to start, of course, with the obvious, which is a billiard table, right there for the center of the room. And Colonel Mustard apparently plays the trumpet. Okay, well that's fun. Okay, I'm actually gonna leave this back a little, I think. I was kind of feeling it the other direction, but I think we will leave it just like this because I have a couple other things that I want to fit in here, some bigger furniture. So we're gonna take a look at this covered counter, see if we can make this work in here. And I may actually move this down a little, kind of. We did have to remove the back wall of the library here so we could see what we're doing over here today. So we're working with this. Okay, whoops, why did I do that? Okay, so then the other thing that I had that I wanted to add in was this counter table. And we're gonna see if this works with things too. But we just want to leave plenty of room around the billiard table itself because, you know, if you've ever played that, you know, you need some elbow room to get that stuff going. You can't have stuff right up against it. So we're gonna have that there. Just keep some room around it. So we'll have some stuff probably over here in the corners. Let's even see what we have for a corner. I know we're all dying to see what's in this balloon present that I just got to. So let's check that out. Oh, some fragrance sticks. Well, who knows? We might use that in here. Oh, we have an audience now. Colonel Mustard's just gonna hang out over here today, I guess. So there we go for that. I think I'm going to push this one space more back so that we have a full square here. Let's see, I have a thing. A small vase. Yes, we're going to put a small vase in front of it. It's a little bit of blue with some cranes on it, which is super cute. And I think, do we keep that counter here? Because I do have one other thing, and that was just in case someone was interested in, you know, hanging out in the billiard room while other people are playing, but they're not necessarily interested in playing theirself. We're gonna have a little, you know what, we're gonna move that up because you would want them to be facing the players. So we're gonna put a little stool there and then just have some cards for them to play with. So I hang out, building a card tower while everybody else is playing billiards. I know the police officers have seemed rather busy today, so why don't we check in on what they're doing? I took tea into Mr. Boddy at precisely midnight. It was his habit. That was my last duty for the night on my last day as his maid, having been let go and all. But he did let me work out a notice, which was very kind of him. And where did you go when you left the billiard room, Mrs. White? Well, it was rather late, so I headed to my cabin. I did notice Colonel Mustard going into the room as I left. Interesting. Ah, yes, I did join Mr. Boddy in the billiard room just after midnight. Had an idea to run by him. He was an awfully good chap to run ideas by. Turns out we started talking and singing some songs from the good old days. But that tuckered me out pretty quickly, so I headed off to bed. I do remember smelling something as I passed the hallway. Something very distinct. Ah, yes, it was peaches. Interesting. It's true. I was lurking outside the room, waiting for that colonel to leave so I could confront Mr. Boddy. He was trying to prove that I wasn't his daughter, but I was so sure that I was. It's even true that I had dark thoughts in my little head regarding his survival. I had a candlestick in my hand and I was ready to use it. His back was to me when I walked in the room. I lifted that candlestick in the air, and then I woke up with an awful bump on my head. Someone tried to get me too, but I suppose they spent their real effort on him. When I saw him there, I skedaddled. I sure didn't want to get blamed. I wouldn't have gone through with it anyway. You believe me, right? But that was there in the billiard room, and I didn't see anyone else when I ran out. But didn't you find him in the cloakroom? I guess someone did come back. Well, a little check-in with our list. It does seem that Miss Peach is off the hook, having been attacked herself. So we're going to go ahead and mark her off as a suspect. There we go. All right, it's down to 2. It's either that Colonel Mustard or Mrs. White. Okay, things are getting spicy. Uh-oh. Oh no. I wouldn't want their job. Okay, let's see. We'll just stick to decorating. Let's see what we can add over here. You know, I do also have this Japanese dresser. I wonder if that might be a better fit here than this covered counter. It's a little bit much. Just seems like kind of a lot for this room. I want to kind of move this over. Maybe not that far over. Yeah, maybe we'll, Whoops. Maybe we'll, Sometimes you gotta think about things for a while. Alright, so I think we're gonna use this instead. This seems a little less intense. And I might actually leave it just a little... Oh no, that's the same place that the other thing was. Okay, we're good then. And what else did we pick up here? Well, we just got the fragrance sticks from that balloon, but we do have a record player here, so we're gonna put that up here. And also, we've got some cactuses, because why not? I like to have a little bit of decoration in here. We've got a couple plants. We've got the cypress. We can put a cactus in here too. The cactus has to go somewhere, right? All right, we're gonna put a little bench over here as well for the players to sit on when it's not their turn. So we've got a little spot for them, and let's see, what else? I was thinking there might be some tea sitting in here, but we're kind of almost out of room at this point. Unless I make another table. Or, what if we move this way? Can we still pretend there's enough room around it to play? If we do that... Oof, that's getting close. But we're gonna pretend. We're gonna pretend that. Maybe we will use the covered counter after all. Oh, actually, let's put this low board in here and see what that looks like. I think that might be a better option. And then we're gonna have some tea in here. Like someone's brought some tea in. Have some tea while you're playing billiards. Why not? You can have tea when you're doing anything, right? Okay. So we have one more little spot for some decoration. I'm gonna go look for something to fill that spot while you guys check in with Officers Copper and Booker again. Ah, yes, I did have to come back. I'd left behind the book I was reading. I didn't get to sleep without a book to read, and I was just at the good part. So I went back to get it. As I went in, Mr.Boddy was stumbling his way out. Just figured he'd gotten pretty tired, too. Come to think of it, he was headed in the direction of the cloakroom. I do remember seeing a light coming from the direction of the kitchen. It's true, I was still about. I was getting myself some cookies from the kitchen. A little midnight snack for a job well done. But now you mention it, I did see Mr. Boddy stumble into the cloakroom as I was on my way out of the kitchen. I believe I have an answer for you, Officer Copper. I found a set of fingerprints on the lead pipe. Okay, Colonel Mustard has now joined us here in the billiard room. So we've got a couple options for over here. I found a Newton's cradle, which I think might get a little annoying, but we can just put a book here, like maybe somebody brought their book in and forgot it. Maybe it's a book with all the rules for billiards that they have to check every once in a while because somebody doesn't remember right. I don't know. We do need to turn the music on over here though, so let's push this back for a second so we can get to that record player. When you set it on top of a dresser or something, you got to do it from the side. Otherwise, it doesn't work. I think we're going to go with this one. I think we kind of use that in lots of the rooms. It's pretty general music. It's pretty good for... Sounds pretty chill. Anyway. Alright, well there we go, guys. I think that's going to kind of do it for our billiard room. Another place to hang out in the manor here. Maybe doing something a little more pleasant than the other events that took place here. Well, we've finished our job here. Let's find out if the police have finished theirs. Keep talking, Mrs. White. We found a dropped plate of cookies just outside the cloakroom, and your fingerprints were found on a piece of pipe. Well, I suppose there's no point trying to hide it now. I told you before that I saw Mr. Boddy stumble into the cloakroom. Well, that part was true. What I failed to mention is that I followed him there to finish the job I started. No one fires me. After 45 years of service, I still had the pipe in my apron pocket, so I finished the job and then threw it into a pile of leaves in the courtyard as I went back to my cabin. If I hadn't been so angry, I might have realized I'd dropped my cookies. To think that cookies would be my downfall. Ah, another case solved, another criminal brought to justice, and another cup of Brewster's fine coffee. Not a bad way to end the day, is it, Booker? Oh yes, certainly. Very good. And there we have it, friends. The conclusion to our little game of Clue here. It was Mrs. White in the billiard room with the lead pipe. Well, kind of in the cloakroom too, yeah. Took her a couple tries, but she did what she came to do. There is a second mystery, you guys. If you come to the dream address, you will look at the map here and see that we are on the right side of the island. But if you look over on the left side of the island, there's a second game board there. And we're gonna try to go over there in a way that doesn't give away too much. But I do have it set up over here for you to mark off your answers, just as we did the first time. You can see behind me there is a whole game board situation going on, and the instructions for playing it are actually on the bulletin board over here at Resident Services where you wake up. And I have left some gifts for you, including a pile of stones that you can use to mark off your answers. The dice are just here for decoration. It came in Nooks like yesterday, and I thought it was a fun little detail to add since it is a game here. I did put a few things around so to direct people to read the board in case some people come to our dream address that didn't see the series and don't know what's going on, but all the instructions are here for you to solve the mystery in the second game board. I'll just go over it real quick what I left for you to do. So I have the people and the weapons here for you to mark with your stones, just like we did during the series. I was thinking for the rooms, you could just leave a stone in each room as you clear the room. So because there are 10 villagers, I worked on getting photos. The last person to give me their photo is the guilty party. That's just the way it worked. So you will find 9 villager photos spread throughout the board over here. You can mark those off. The one that's missing is clearly the one who is the guilty party. Same with the weapons. There are 7 weapons spread throughout the board. The one that's missing is the weapon of choice. And then there's one room that doesn't have a photo or a weapon in it, and that is the room where it happened. So that's all you got to figure out. You just got to go through the rooms, look for the photos, look for the weapons, narrow it down until you have the answer. And also, I thought I would mention as well that each of the villager homes are also decorated to match each character in the series. We have, you can tell very clearly which house is Professor Plum over here. We've got Colonel Mustard back there. He's home. I won't spoil any of them because, it'll be fun for you to go around and check them out. This is Miss Peach's house, Mrs. White, Miss Peacock. Yeah, so all of these are decorated to match the characters, which is super fun. And then back here, of course, we have our police station where we saw Copper and Booker several times. And then Nooks and Abels are back there in the corner too. I would love to know if you come by and check it out. You can let me know in the comments. You can let me know over on Discord. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much for supporting that little series. I know it was different than what we normally do, and I appreciate you for watching this video as well. Be sure to leave a like if you don't mind. And if you're a fan of all things Animal Crossing, go ahead and click subscribe as well. Turn on those notifications so you can be sure to join us for whatever comes next. I'll see you there, friends. Have a beautiful day.